Let's do a quick Tottenham update. Let's talk about some of the Tottenham news that has been going on over the last 24 hours and some interesting stuff happening surrounding Spurs. So we'll get into that first. The first bit of news we want to talk about are the injury updates, and Paul O'Keefe gave some very interesting injury updates yesterday surrounding our current long-term absentees. He said that Mickey van de Ven's return to the first team is imminent, and will make a decision whether to include him in Friday's squad or Man United, barring any late setback. He also said James Maddison is still being assessed, and a return versus Brentford probably more likely than Man United. And he went on to say that Cuti Romero being available against Man United is in the balance. 2 to 3 weeks is the estimate that I got. So Paul O'Keefe giving some interesting updates on our injured players. He also went on to say that Manuel Solomon is not far from a return as well. So if we can get all these players back, Brian, this month, it'll be an absolutely gigantic boost. And obviously we're awaiting Ange Postecoglou's press conference. He's doing it as we speak. But if Van de Ven is fit for tomorrow, do you put him straight in?
Mickey van de Ven, no. I'd have him on the bench. I love him. He is my favourite player at the club. But with his hamstring, it is so important that we do this right. I'd have him on the bench, and if we need him, bring him on and have him ready for United. Don't get me wrong. Hearing all this news with injuries yesterday, what an incredible boost to Tottenham Hotspur. With the way the league is set, with the FA Cup commencing, it's all very, very positive and good news. But Van de Ven, I really wouldn't want to risk him tomorrow. But what do I know when it comes to how far along he is?
There actually has Postecoglou is just doing his team news at the moment. I can't quite. Let me just hear. Can we just hear what he's saying, maybe?
Veliz could make it 10. What's the latest on the left?
What are you saying about Veliz?
Obviously, I heard his name the other day.
Yeah, Veliz is still out. He's saying that Dane Scala, obviously, he's back and available as well. Hasn't really said anything about Van de Ven or James Maddison, to be honest. Let me just get confirmation. He said Veliz is set to be out for a couple months, which is a massive blow. So that's absolutely gutting for him, isn't it? Alejo Veliz, he's going to be out for 2 months, just confirmed by Ange Postecoglou. So devastating news for Alejo, just as he started to get a foothold in the team as well, starting getting some chances. And it's come right at the wrong time, hasn't it? Because with Son going away, he was set to get more chances this month, wasn't he?
Well, to tell you the truth, with Veliz only a couple of months, yes, it's really not good. But from the way he was reacting and the way it actually looked with him going off, I thought that was a season ender. I thought that was, we won't see him till pre-season next season. So if there's any silver lining to take from it, is that it's only a couple of months. But yeah, he was starting to get some minutes. Obviously got his first goal. It's a shame that he's now going to be out. Like you said, while Son is gone, it would have been a time for him to definitely get more minutes. But looking for the positive on it, 2 months is a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. There were rumours he'd done his ACL, so luckily, that doesn't seem to be the case. Any other team news we will be bringing you, but that is the injury updates from Paul O'Keefe and from Ange Postecoglou there. So hopefully, we'll see if Dane Scarlett starts getting some more opportunities now he's back in the fold. We move on to the forever dragging on Dragusin deal.
The Daily Dragusin.
The Daily Dragusin. And Fabrizio Romano said on his YouTube channel yesterday that I think there is more than, asked on whether it was a possibility that Tottenham will sign Dragusin. He said, I think it's more than a possibility. I think the deal is advancing well. It's progressing. It's not done yet, but it is progressing. There is constant contact between Genoa and Tottenham. The conversation is very positive from what I'm hearing. Radu Dragusin is already said yes to Tottenham contract proposal some days ago, and Postecoglou said yes to Dragusin. Genoa want around 30 million euros, but they started at 35 million euros, but now they are set around 30 million. Tottenham are offering around 23 million euro. It is a verbal conversation, not an official bid at the moment, but it's a positive contact. The relationship between the two clubs is very good, so I think there's a good chance that a good chance for Tottenham to bring in Dragusin in the coming days. And Sky Italy has said that Napoli are now preparing a cash plus player bid for Dragusin, as Tottenham's current offer falls short of the valuation. Spurs so far have offered 22 million euro, whereas Genoa currently demands stand at 35 million euro. So when it comes to Dragusin, not completely done yet, but does it seems to be moving in the right direction, doesn't it?
Yeah, like I said the whole time with this, do I think it's going to get done? Yes. Do I think it will get done quicker than what we've done in previous Januaries? Yes. Do I think he'll be a Spurs player before Man U? Yes. It's just all these complications that are coming in, and it's the normal stuff, and people want to go on, oh yeah, it's only 5 mil. When you say it's only 5 million, it's you head of finance or whatever. It's, if we'd paid this money, we're not talking the money that we saved with Raya, where it was like 13, 14 million. We're talking 5 million euros here. If it had paid, would the agents now be talking? Would it be a done deal? We never know. But do I think this is going to get done? Absolutely.
Is there any disappointment for you that he's not in and available for tomorrow's game, or is it, is that not much of a factor?
More of a factor for United, in all honesty. As I said, and I've said many a time, I am only judging this window with a certain person on the speed of players coming in. That's it. Not the cost, not how much we spend, not where they're from, not if we know them, have seen them. The speed of them coming in, and we got told that if deals were being held up, we'd move on to the next one because the defender is a priority. Yes, our first game is Burnley, and I'd love to have seen a player, but if he's there before Man U, I'm happy. And I said this is all on speed of player coming in. Let's just see if this one does get wrapped up in a few days, or we have a daily porro. But I do, like I said, expect it to be done before United, well and truly.
Yeah, the noise is definitely positive. Obviously, there's always going to be, a bit of noise saying, "Oh, they're far apart from the price and all this kind of stuff." There's always going to be a bit of negotiating, a bit of bartering, especially when Levy's involved. But I think when it comes to this deal, I do think it's going in the right direction, and I think it's only a matter of time before a deal is struck. They don't seem that far apart in the price that. That should be an ultimate sticking point in terms of getting this transfer done. But I really hope it is done before Man United, especially if Romero and Van de Ven remain out for that game, which remains to be seen. Next up,
so go on. Thing is, even if they were fit, that shouldn't be a reason to go, okay, we can slow down with this now. It's still, we still need a centre-back to come in and be competition and back up should Van de Ven not be fit, should Romero not be ready. Just because they're coming back shouldn't be used as okay, we can take it easier now they're back. We need a defender, regardless if they're in or not.
Yeah, I agree. We're desperate for centre-backs. I think that's clear for everyone to see. It's a massive hole in the squad. So let's hope this Dragusin deal doesn't drag on any longer, let's say. Next up, Lloyd Kelly. Sky Sports been talking about his prospective signing. They said that Tottenham were interested in signing Lloyd Kelly in the summer and do continue to keep an eye on the situation. Obviously, I don't know if he's still injured at the moment. That might put the brakes on any kind of deal this January for him. At 25, if he is available on a free, and maybe as fourth choice centre back, is that one? Do you reckon we will still be interested in the summer?
So I caused a whole Twitter uproar when apparently we'd run out of this race because he was injured and we don't sign injury-prone players. And I said this is us not wanting to spend the money when he's free in the summer. And now it's come back up again that we're looking at him even though we don't sign injury-prone players. I listen. If he comes, there's a lot of people actually at Bournemouth. Kuva, who lives near Bournemouth, speaks to a few Bournemouth fans and say, we really rate him at Bournemouth. The whole reason he's getting a bit of a rough deal at the moment is because, like players do, they've said they won't sign a new contract. So that's why there's been a kind of hostility towards him. But can he be a good defender for us? I think he could be. But he has got injuries. and we know at the moment that we don't really need to get these players in if they're injury prone. But we'll wait and see what happens. But this deal, like the Gallagher one, won't go away, will it?
No, definitely won't. I don't think there's any point signing him now if he's injured. The whole point of signing centre back now is to use him now. So yeah, I don't see the point in Lloyd signing a player who's injured right now. But in the summer, if he's on a free and if he's going to be fourth choice centre back and back up to Van der Ven, and then we got Romero, Van der Ven, Dragusin, and Kelly. I mean, that's pretty decent. I wouldn't say no to that as well. And also, Kelly could play left back on occasion as well if need be. So I'm not like mad about it, but I'm not like delighted to have it. But it's. I mean, I wouldn't say no. Just a quick follow up on Van der Ven news. Postecoglou's been talking in his presser about Van der Ven returning. He said Mickey has trained this week. I'm not sure about tomorrow's game, but he might be involved in the squad. It's good to get him back. Obviously, he's missed a fair bit, so we'll have to be careful with him. Brilliant news, that, isn't it? It seems as though Van der Ven maybe not fit to start yet tomorrow, but definitely seems as though for United, it looks like it's going to be fit. So that's unbelievable news, isn't it?
This is, to me, I still say it was the most important signing of the summer. Whether you think it was the best one out of everyone, but we needed a left centre back badly, and we needed it since Jan. He ticks all the boxes. He's magnificent. With our high line, we have suffered not having him and his pace, or a player with any pace at centre back. He's a colossus, and to get him back for United will be massive. Yeah,
but hearing that, do you think there's any outside chance he starts tomorrow? Hearing what Andrew's saying?
Start, no. Bench, maybe get him in, give him 15 minutes or so on his legs, or just get some game time into him. But I can't see him starting tomorrow.
Yeah, I have to probably agree with that. Last but not least, we're talking about Jota and Graham Bailey from 90 Minutes, saying Tottenham are actively pursuing our Etihad winger Jota and are in contact over a possible deal. Obviously, he's not the most reliable source, but what I would say about the deal is for me, it just makes sense about this happening. He could be available on loan. He's someone Ange knows. It's a position that we need on the wing as well with injuries that we got. He's the kind of profile that we're looking for. Are there reservations about him? Yes, because he's come from the Scottish League and hasn't played a lot of football out in Saudi. But that's why a loan deal is so perfect. And I think it's just a gamble probably worth taking for 6 months to try and improve the squad. So if this is a deal that we're interested in, I can really see it happening.
Yeah, this is the deal, and I've had bets with Ryan Isaacs on this. And he's going to owe me more food. This deal you just saw happening, didn't you? I think with this is also Brian Hill will go back to Spain to top up his TAM for 6 months. This was probably the most likeliest deal of the entire January window for us. And like you said, there's no real urgency to get it done apart from bringing him in. There's no negotiation, so to speak. It'll be a loan deal, I would imagine, and pretty simple to do in the grand scheme of things. And yeah, this one, I think it's just a case of when, not if.
Yeah, I think so. I think if there's serious interest from Spurs, this is one that I think it will be an easy deal to do. I think it will be very simple. I think the player will want it. I think both clubs will want it. I think the Saudi will be happy to do a loan deal as well, potentially, because they're not using him. I think a loan deal suits us. We're not committed to a big fee, and we'll see how he adjusts to the Premier League. So, all right, I think that's perfect, and that's the end of the update. Let me know in the comment section below anything that we discussed in today's Tottenham update.